What's up? We're Roland here. This week on 3D NerdStop, we're going to put a plated nozzle on our printer. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change out the nozzle. We're going to swap it out for a plated nozzle. That way we can start printing stuff like glow-in-the-dark filament, carbon fiber, you know, some of the more exotic filaments. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to swap out the nozzle. Then we'll do a real quick sample print to make sure the new nozzle works. And then we're going to do a much larger print, and we're going to try out some glow-in-the-dark filament that I got from Inland. So we'll give this a shot and see how this works. I did not actually get this from Inland. I got it from Micro Center. I paid for it. This is not a sponsored video, so please don't think it is. But we'll do that. So let's jump over to the printer real quick and swap out the nozzle. Alright guys, here we are at the printer. I hope you can hear me over the fan and everything. We'll see how this works. Hopefully it works well enough you can hear me. We've got the hot end here, and we have it hot. We're at 210 right now. As you can see, we're extruding, so it's hot, which is what you want to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and change out the nozzle here. I've read online you can do this. We have a replacement nozzle here. I will have a link in the description below to this nozzle if this works. Hopefully it will. I have read that it does, but you know, you can read things, it doesn't mean it's true. So there's our new nozzle. Now our new nozzle is a 0.7 millimeter, so you'll need a 0.7 millimeter socket for it. You'll need a 0.7 millimeter socket and wrench. Being moved, I just dug up what I could find. So we got that. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take There we go. Take our filament out of the extruder, because we don't want filament in it while we're doing this. So just take that out and set that off to the side. Alright. So now the extruder is empty. So what you're going to need to do to take this extruder off is, it's not a real hex head. It does have two flat sides. They say it comes out. We're about to find out. The worst case is I'll have to buy a new hot end for my machine. Wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. So we want to grab the heat block, and be careful you don't touch this with your hands, and be careful you don't smash your build plate real hard. You don't want to break it either. That'll also put you out of commission. Oh, this may be interesting to do. Real tight in here, so this may be a little interesting. In fact, tell you what, let me take the top off of this and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, as you can see, we got the top off and we've got her hot. Yep, we've got her hot. So now we're going to try and get the hot end. Now we're going to try and get the nozzle to come out. We'll see what happens here. I do have it heated up to 210 degrees, the same as PLA. I'm hoping that's hot enough. If not, I'll go hotter. Alright, I think I broke it free. Yep. So it does spin in. Now, of course, the problem with doing this, oops, got to keep a hold of it here, is because I keep grabbing a hold of the hot end here with this with the pliers, is it kind of screws up the when I grab a hold of it, it cools down the head, and then the LCD screen errors out and it turns itself off. So I have to grab a hold of it, let it heat up like it did. Oh, that came loose too. Hopefully it'll be okay once we tighten that new nozzle in there. We'll find out. we go. There's our old hot end. You can see it's got a little bit of white filament in the end of it there. I hope if it'll focus. Come on, focus. No, not going to focus for me. We compare the two. They're rather close to each other. The new one looks like it has a slightly longer shaft than the old one does. Hopefully that won't be an issue. We'll find out when we screw it in. I mean, it looks like it's maybe a millimeter taller, which may be a problem when we go to put it in. We'll find out here in just a minute. There we go. Whew, warm. Yes, I knew it was going to get warm, guys. Now, let's put our 7mm on the socket and turn it to Tighten. This is a terrible socket wrench, but it's the only one I've got with me. Well, that's got it tight, but I don't know if that's going to work. That nozzle sticks down further than the old one did. I'm going to cycle it on and off real quick. And this may not work. And then again, it might. We don't know. That's why we're doing this. Actually, in theory, it should. Well, it's zeroed. That's good. Raise the hot end up off of the build plate there. Everything's nice and snug again. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the top back on it. We'll dig up a print and we'll print with it. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to do a real quick print of this, just to test the printer and see what the quality comes out like. This is our Mockingjay Pendant. We did a quick print of this a week or so ago. We're going to do this at our standard settings, 0.2 layer height, 1.2 shell thickness, top and bottom. We are going to do this one at 100% infill. We're going to do this at a print speed of 60, a temperature of 210, and a build plate of 50. This is going to take roughly 39 minutes. That's going to take 2.5 meters of material, which is 7 grams, roughly. Alright guys, so we'll save this off to the SD card, get the printer heated up, and get her printing. Alright guys, here you go. Here's the prints. This is the one we just did. As you can tell, if you can see them here, I'll zoom in just a little bit on them for you. They are identical. But this is the one we just got done printing. It came out really, really nice. Just like the other one did. So now that we see that the printer with the new nozzle is working just fine, what do you say we jump back over to the computer? We'll load something else up on the SD card, and then we'll, let's say, print it out in glow-in-the-dark filament and see how that comes out. Alright guys. Alright guys, here's the print we're going to do in the glow-in-the-dark PLA. This is from the Game of Thrones. It's the House Stark wolf crest. I think it's pretty cool looking. So we would download this. Now of course you'll be able to find a link to this in the description down below, and you'll also be able to find a link to the Mockingjay Pendant in the description down below. So we would download that, and I've already loaded it up here because this does take a minute to slice up because of all the intricate details in here. So here we go. We loaded it up. As you can see, this is pretty good size. Now I did increase on mine the size of the y-axis to 200 just to make it fill the full build plate, but as you can see, I really didn't increase the size by much. I mean 1.072, so I increased it by 0.072%, so that's really not much of an increase. I just made it a tiny bit bigger. As you can see, the whole thing's only like almost 5.5 millimeters thick, so it's not real thick either, but it looks really cool. So we've got the model here, and we're going to print this on the same settings we just printed the Mockingjay Pendant on, mostly because it's not that thick of a print, and this is a lot of intricate detail in here. I just want to make sure all this is nice and solid so it's not too flimsy. So we're just going to print the whole thing at 100% infill. We are going to do a 0.2 layer height. We're going to do a shell thickness and top and bottom thickness at 1.2. We're going to do the speed at 60, the print temperature at 210, and the build plate at 50. Those are all our standard settings. This is going to take about 5 hours and 45 minutes, roughly. It's roughly 27.77 meters of material, which is roughly 83 grams of material. So that all sounds pretty good to me. So let's save this off to an SD card, get the printer heated up, and get her printing. Alright guys, here you go. Here's our print. This thing looks wonderful. We can see it here. Now it does have a little bit of stringing. We'll zoom in on it here just a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see there's a little bit of stringing, especially in the lion's head and the wolf's head here. But hit that with the heat gun and all that should just disappear. I gotta actually get my heat gun out of storage so I can do that. As you can see, it looks really good. Now for the whole reason of doing this in this particular material. So let's turn the lights off real quick and see what we get. There goes one. And here we go, guys. There it is, glowing in the dark. I hope this comes out well. That looks really cool, doesn't it, guys? Let's do a quick zoom in on it. Woo. See if we can get it to focus. It has a hard time seeing it because it's so dark. There we go, guys. There it is. Sorry about the in and out on the focus, guys. It's trying to focus on it, but it's having a hard time. But there you go, guys. One glow-in-the-dark filament. Works wonderful. I'll have a link to this filament in the description below. Thank y'all for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a great day. And for those of you that are wondering what happened to my house updates, well, I've decided I'm going to start a vlog channel. So I'll put a link in the description to it down below. You can check it out.